Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday, and it's time for a review show special. And this is a review show special. And if you don't know what the review show special is, it's where I take a deep dive into a particular subject, a particular trick, a particular creator, and I talk all about the pros and cons and what's good and what's not so good. And this is probably the most requested review show special I've ever had. And it's because it's for a very hot product right now that everyone's talking about. And I kind of questioned whether to do this review show or not, because it's on one of my own products, which is Cube 52. Now, typically I do review my own stuff, but the reason is there's nobody that's got more of an insight into a trick that I've actually released than me. So I'm going to do a review show special on Cube 52. Two things that you need to know. The first thing is, don't just take my word for it. There's about 9 pages of reviews on the Magic Cafe already. Stark Magic Reviews have just put a review up, which was really insightful. Magic Orthodoxy has just put a review up as well, which again was very insightful. So go check out other reviews for it, but I'm just going to give you, obviously I'm biased. Obviously it's going to get a good review from me because I wouldn't have released it to the Magic community if I hadn't have given it a good review. But I do see a lot of people saying, I read the comments in Magic Orthodoxy's video, and a lot of people said, oh, I wasn't going to get this, and now I'm going to get it because of points that he made. And I've not really talked about Cube 52 on this channel other than right at the very beginning about 2 weeks ago when I did a map test on it. So this review show special is going to be all about Cube 52. I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know. Let's get to it. So I suppose the first question is, what is Cube 52? Well, it came out about 3 weeks ago now. It's been very well received. It's been very popular. Cube 52 is basically a specially printed deck of cards, but it's not like a normal playing cards. It's a deck of cards that's designed to look like cards that you might conceivably see a speed cuber using. Now, that doesn't make much sense. I understand that, but let me explain a little bit more. A Rubik's Cube has 6 colors, okay? Yellow, green, blue, red, white, and yellow. Yellow, white, green, blue, red, and orange. That's it. It's got 6 colors. And in this pack of playing cards, in this Cube 52 deck, there's 6 different colors. Now, each side of Rubik's Cube has 9 squares, and there's 9 cards of each color. There's 54 total squares on a Rubik's Cube, and there's 54 cards in this deck. So in essence, from a presentational point of view, the Cube 52 deck is basically like a Rubik's Cube, but in card form. And you combine the cube with the deck of cards, and you can perform absolute miracles. That was the basic concept. Now, I came up with this probably about 2.5 years ago, and it's been in development for about 2.5 years. And it came from kind of looking at cube magic and seeing if there was something I could add to the genre, because at the point when I started working on Cube 52, anybody who ever released anything with cubes, it was either ungimmick cube magic, like Cube 3, the stuff that Takamiza Sui did, the Refractor Project, Kev G and Colin Klaus, or it was cube gimmicks, you know, like the sort of thing that Henry Harrius would produce. And I wanted to try and come at it from a different angle. And it was when I was playing around with Uno cards that I realized that you could have a deck of cards with colors on, and I realized that a deck could have the same amount of cards that there are squares on a cube. And from that point on, I started working on prototypes, and I started working on ideas. And, you know, originally I had a blank deck of cards and I was drawing colors on them with Sharpie markers. And then it progressed beyond that and to the point that we have right now. So that's where Cube 52 kind of came from. But when I realized I wanted it to be an actual physical product, one of the first things that I did is I went to Phil Smith. I didn't even go to a magic company with this product initially, because I knew it would be a very hard thing for them to understand. It would be a very hard thing for them to pitch to them. It's like, yeah, it's a deck of cards with colors on it. What? I wanted a deck that I could actually show them, first of all. So I went to Phil Smith. Now, if you don't know who Phil Smith is, first of all, he's an incredible mentalist. He's a creator of mentalism, so he understands magic and mentalism. He's consulted on many, many projects in the past. But as well as being this awesome creator and innovator, he's also one of the best graphic designers in the magic industry, and the leading expert when it comes to playing card marking systems. You know, he was the brains behind the DMC deck, the optical marking system. And I went to Phil and I said, Phil, I want to have this deck of cards designed, but I need it to do two things. One, it's very important presentationally that it looks like the sort of cards that you would just get from a normal gadget shop. It can't look like a trick. It has to look legit. And that goes right down to the tuck case. And secondly, I need it to be marked. And I need it to be marked so you can see the colors immediately from looking at the backs of the cards. And ideally, I envisage this whole thing working in a stack as well, and I want the marking system to be able to tell me the next card and the previous card. And Phil went to work and we got a prototype, and then I went to Murphy's and they bit my hand off, and then I spent about 1.5 years working on routines and getting people to help me by putting stuff on the project, and then that's what we have now with Cube 52. So you're going to see a live performance in a minute from the project, a full unedited live performance taken in Manchester. But before you see that, let me explain what it is that you get. And I'm going to be very, very transparent. We've been very transparent with the ad copy, with the trailer, with my comments on the Magic Cafe, and I want to continue the transparency right here in this review. So first of all, the deck is, you can have the deck in stack if you want to, or you can have it shuffled and not in stack. There's around about 40 or 50 routines. Some of them just require the deck. Some of them require the deck and a cube. It very much depends. You don't get a cube with Cube 52. I'll tell you why a little bit later on. But there's a whole bunch of routines. But the important thing about the deck is, like I say, the deck can be stacked or not stacked. So if it's stacked, it's a cyclical stack. It's the same 6 colors repeated 9 times, okay? And if you look at the tuck case on the box, the word rubiks is the crib for the cards. So it's the crib for what the stack is. And the reason I wanted to have the ability to have it in stack is because I knew in my head there were going to be a ton of routines that would work really well having the cards in stack, especially from a mentalism point of view. Because when they're in stack, the marking system will immediately tell you what the card is, what the previous card is, and what the next card is. And the marking system you can see from literally the other side of the room very, very easily. Even if you've got bad eyesight like me, because the marking system, you're not having to, all you're needing to know is the color of the card. So you're not needing to know like 52 different playing cards. You're just needing to know the color of the card, right? So the marking system is very direct, but you'd never know. You'd never know you're looking at a mark. The backs of the cards are also a one-way design. I didn't even realize it was one-day design. Kev G pointed it out to me and fooled me with it. And then when I went back to Phil and I said, do you know it's a one-way design? He said, yeah, didn't I tell you? Yeah, I built one-way design into it. I was like, no, Phil, you didn't mention that. It's amazing. So there's a lot going on with the backs of the cards. And like I say, the tuck case is designed to look like a regular tuck case, but there's a whole bunch of stuff built into that as well, like a crib, and also the picture of the cube on the front is actually the Cube 3 mix by Stephen Brundwidge, which you can use or not use. It's totally up to you. The point is there is a ton of stuff going on with this box and with these cards. So if you've got them in stack, there's a ton of routines you can do. If you've got them out of stack, there's a ton of routines that you can do. Now you know what the deck is. I'm going to talk about what the routines are and on the project. I'm going to talk about the 4 different volumes and why it's 9 hours of tutorial, because a lot of people go, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous, 9 hours. And in many ways I agree with you, but I'll tell you why I made that decision. But first of all, let's look at a live performance. So this is me in a bar in Manchester, performing, I think, about a 15-minute set with these cards. I just did a whole bunch of stuff off the project, and you're going to see that right now. So let's have a look at a live performance of Cube 52, and then we'll bring it back into the studio and I'll talk to you a little bit more about the project.
Know what this is?
Yes.
Anybody know how to solve one of these?
No.
Without pulling the stickers off?
Yeah,
that's cheating. You can't do that, right? So I've been solving cubes for about 10 years, and I've got a collection at home of over 100 Rubik's cubes. There's a technical term for that. It's called SAD, just so you know. But we're going to do something with this cube, and also we're going to do something with this. Now, this is called puzzle cube cards. You might have seen these. You see them in like gadget shops and entertainer shops and stuff like that. Basically, it's cards, competition cards for speed cubers. A speed cube is someone that solves a cube really quickly, right? And what they do, this deck of cards is basically like a Rubik's Cube. Because if you think about it, there's 6 colours on a Rubik's Cube, right? There's 6 colours in this deck, right? On each side there's 9 squares, and on each one of there's 9 cards of each colour. So there's 54 squares, there's 54 cards. So basically what I'm saying is this is like a Rubik's Cube. Because of that, whatever happens to these cards happens to the Rubik's Cube, all right? So we're going to try and do a couple of things. But first of all, people always say to me, can I solve a Rubik's Cube? And the answer is yes. But I'm going to try and do something with you first of all, just to warm up. What's your name? Dan. Correct, well done. Now, Dan, there's 6 sides to a Rubik's Cube, different colour on each side, and the more you mix this up, the harder it is to solve. There's 47 quintillion million combinations. Dan, anytime you want to, just say stop. Dan, by the way, take your time, I get paid by the hour. There, are you sure? You're happy? Now, if I told you that I knew exactly what that cube would look like before you said stop, would you believe me?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Right, but to put 47 quintillion million into context, if you took 47 quintillion million Rubik's Cubes, laid them next to each other, they'd span the Earth twice. There's no way I could know what that combination is, because if you twisted it one more time, it would look completely different. Do you believe in influence? Because I influenced you. Do you remember I showed you this box? Yeah. Did you see the Rubik's Cube on the front of the box? It's in a particular pattern. And if I take this and I turn it this way, look at that side, a strip of white, big block of red, blue and yellow. Look at this side here, look at it, yeah, red, blue, strip of white, green, orange, blue. Even on the top, we've got white, green, orange, green. That's never worked before. I'm so excited. But here's the thing, that's cool, and Alice looks so confused, but everybody always says to me, can you solve the cube? World champion does this in 4 seconds. I'm going to do it in 1. Alice, you're going to say go. When you say go, 1 second later it's going to solve, they're going to freak out. Watch the cube, you see it there, yeah? Alice, all you got to do when you want to, just say go.
Go.
That's 1 second. And sleep. Anyway, I'm going to try and read your mind. I'm going to make a prediction as to something that's not going to happen in the future, right? Now, I want you to close your eyes. I'm going to tell everyone what my prediction is. You're the only one that isn't going to know. So close your eyes. I really want them to be closed. I'm going to show you. She's going to pick a colour. That's the colour she's going to pick. Okay? Right, you can open your eyes now, Alice. So here's the thing. We've got all of these cards. 54 cards, lots of different colours, right? We're going to try and do something. Ultimately, I'm going to get you to pick a colour, and I think I'm going to predict which colour you pick. But I need to warm up first. I need to see if we're in sync. So in a second, what I want you to do is cut the cards and complete the cut and then stop them down on the table. Yeah? So you're just going to go cut anywhere you want to. It doesn't really matter where. You take the cards as if you're about to deal. There we go. And cut the cards. There you go, and drop them there, and then complete the cut. Fantastic, that's very good. You did that brilliant. Now, no one can know what the bottom card is that she cut to, right? So I'm going to look away, you're going to pick up, look at the bottom card, and then you're going to cut again. Now, there's only 6 colours in there, so she might get the colour that I predicted, but this isn't the prediction right now. I just want you to look at a colour. So I'm going to look away, you're going to look at the bottom card, and then just give the cards a cut. Okay, so I'm going to look away, look at that colour,
Yeah.
and then just cut the card so I couldn't possibly know what the colour is. Have you done that? Amazing. No, that's fine. It's my fault. I shouldn't have picked you. Right, okay. So, look at me. Look at me. Concentrate. I couldn't know that colour because I was looked away the whole time. You could have cut anywhere, right? I'm very good at working out whether people are good at lying or not. So I'm going to try and work out the colour. I'm going to ask you the same question 6 times. Every time I want you to say yes. I'm going to ask you, you're going to say yes every single time. I'm going to try and work out what the colour is. So here we go. Is the colour red?
Yes.
Okay, is the colour yellow?
Yes.
Is the colour blue?
Yes.
Is the colour green?
Yes.
Is the colour white?
Yes.
Is the colour green?
Yes.
Okay, that's really interesting. Just so you guys know, Alice is terrible at lying. You picked the green colour, didn't you? You picked green, is that right? I know. Now, that could have been a fluke. That's why you guys didn't go crazy. It could have been a fluke. It's 1 in 6. So we're going to do it again. You're going to cut the cards, and you're going to complete the cut any way you want to. So we know what we're doing now. We're on a roll. So cut the cards and complete the cuts. Now, are you happy? Oh, there you go. There you go. Never worked with animals, children, or Alice, it seems. Are you happy there?
Yeah.
Because if you're not happy, are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay. This time, just look at the top card. Just the top card. We'll make it easy for you. You got it?
Yeah.
And cut the cards again so I can possibly... There you go. Brilliant. Okay. So, I'm going to try and do it again. This time, stony face. I'm going to try and work out with you. Look at me. But I just want you to think the answer. Don't say anything. Just look at me. So, is it red? See her twitch? It's definitely not red. It's definitely not red. Is it? Now you're trying really hard. Right. Is it orange? See the shrug? She's trying to throw me off now. It's definitely not orange. Is it yellow? Oh, that's good. It might be yellow. Is it white? Might be white. Is it blue? You're getting good at this, but it's definitely not blue. Is it green? Okay, no, it's not green. So it's either white or it's yellow. You're even nodding at this point, right? You're so bad at this. Right, look at me. Right, she's like, Okay. I think Look at me. I want you to, in your head, out loud, say the colour over and over again. Got it. You're thinking of white, aren't you, Alice?
Yes.
See, I'm really good. Thank you. But now we're going to go one step further. We're going to go one step further. So I'm going to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to deal these out into 6 piles. And if I do it like this, we're going to have an equal amount of colours in each pile. And I'm going to have you pick a card in a really fair way, so that there's absolutely no way I can cheat, Alice. And this is going to knock your socks off. Are you wearing socks?
Yeah.
Not for much longer. Now, later on, when you think about this, the most impressive thing is I could talk rubbish for the time it took for me to deal through all those cards, which is quite good. So we've got 6 piles. We've got 1, we've got 2. From a shuffled pack of cards, we've got 6 piles. Is that fair, Alice?
Yeah.
Right. Are you ready to have your mind blown?
Yeah.
What I want you to do, we're going to put them like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I snap my fingers, we're going to eliminate down to 1 card. When I snap my fingers, with your right forefinger, push 1 packet towards me like that. So with your right forefinger, you're going to push 1 packet towards me, okay? When I snap my finger, push 1 packet towards me with your right forefinger. Okay? Now with your left forefinger, push 1 packet towards me. Fantastic. So we've got rid of those. Now, we're going to do this. When I snap my fingers, you're going to pull 2 packets back towards you. Okay? Go. Those 2, you want those 2, yeah? Fantastic. 1 last one. When I snap my fingers 1 last time, you're going to pick 1 of those packets up. Keep them face down. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So now we're left with these. Was that fair? You guys tell me, was that fair? Now we're going to mix these up like this, so there's nobody could possibly know anything, right? And I'm going to do this, and you're going to pull 1 towards you. Whichever one you pull towards you, Alice, that's going to be your card. Now remember, I showed these guys a colour earlier on, and I'm telling you that the card that you pull towards you, that is going to be the colour that I told them. That would be amazing, right? Yeah. Which one do you want? Pull 1 towards you. Are you sure? Because later on I know what's going to happen. You're going to be sitting down thinking about this, and you're going to be thinking, what would have happened if I pulled another card towards me? If you want that card, that's fine. If you want a different card, that's cool. You want that one? You just completely don't trust me at all. Okay, let's just recap. These cards were mixed up, they were shuffled, right? They were all mixed up, all shuffled, all mixed up. You picked a pile. You eliminated down to 1 pile, then you eliminated down to 1 card. You still don't know what that colour is. I showed you guys a colour on this Rubik's Cube right at the very beginning. What was the colour?
Green.
Green. And you had a free choice. Alice, I can tell this is going to piss you off. I don't even know because you've not turned it over, but that's green, they're going to go crazy. Have a look. You don't want to, do you? Go for it. But here's the thing, Alice, here's the thing. What you just saw, that's reading your mind, reading you, knowing what you're going to do ahead of time. Do you remember we mixed these cards up? Do you remember I said that these cards have a perfect symbiotic relationship to this cube? So in other words, when the cube, do you remember I mixed the cube up and then I solved it in like 1 second? You know that that was sleight of hand. you know that when I'm mixing up a Rubik's Cube like this, and I solve it really quickly, that's sleight of hand, right? If I do this with one hand, and I solve it with one hand, that's sleight of hand. But here's the thing, these cards were mixed up. Let me see if I can do the same thing with these. Watch. 1, 2, 3. And that, I think, is nothing short of an absolute miracle. Well, right. So we're going to get some colours named. We're going to get 4 colours named. Whatever colours you name, we'll take out. What colour would you like? The
Yellow.
6 yellow. Okay, so we'll take a yellow out. What colour would you like?
Red.
Red. That's a good colour. There doesn't seem to be a red. That's okay. Hang on a second. I can do this. Watch. You want red? Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Abracadabra. There we go. Magic. What colour would you like?
White.
White. Okay, and there's no white either. Do it again. What colour do you like? Blue. Blue. I saw blue. There we go. Blue. So, this is going to knock your socks off. It really is. What you saw before was good. What you're about to see now is amazing. I'm just going to give these another shuffle, just to make sure that they are all mixed up. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to touch these. I'm going to put them over there, and you're going to see why I'm not going to touch them in a minute. So we've got 4 colours. We've got, you guys pick these colours, right? We've got red, we've got white, we've got blue, we've got yellow. 4 colours all together. Now I'm going to show you right now how magicians turn cards over by magic. Now if I gave you these 4 cards and I told you to turn one over, most people would just do that, right? You'll see some people, and what they'll do is they'll do something weird like that and turn it over that way, but that's not magic. Magic is this. Watch, watch, watch. All you have to do is watch. I give it a little twist, and I can turn one of those colors over. See, when I give it a little twist, the white one actually turns over. Now that's okay, and you're freaking out, but that was the white one. There's a rule in magic, never repeat the trick. I'm going to do it with the other 3 colors. Look, if I give it a little twist again, instead of the white turning over, this time we got the blue one turned over. Like, I can't manipulate these. It's not like you're seeing me turn them over. Let me do it again. Watch, I give it a little twist like this. Now we have the red one turned over. Isn't that weird? That leaves us with one last one. Watch. Now, if I don't twist, nothing happens. I could do this all day, and nothing would happen. All day, nothing would happen. But the second I twist, well, that's the that's the last one. That's the yellow one. So weird, right? But we're gonna go one step further. We're gonna go one step further. Okay? Alice, as you're here, you're gonna help me. I'm gonna get you to pick a color. So how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna take the cards off the bottom and put them to the top one at a time, and you're just gonna say stop anytime.
Stop.
There. I'm allowed to look at the color red. Are you okay with that one? Good. Now, if I just turn that red over like that, that wouldn't be impressive, right? So I'm going to do it by magic. Watch. 4 cards. All of them are face down. Put your fingers out like a gun. 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them face down, right? Pinch them like that. Take your other hand and pinch them there, but with your thumb and your forefinger. You're going to do this yourself. They're going to go crazy. When I snap my fingers, you're going to give them a slow twist. Do it. And you pick red, right? Spread them out. But Alice, I think you've got the magic. You picked red, right? I think you've got the magic. There's another 8 reds in this deck. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Take the cards, hold them like that. And the other one like that. Twist the entire deck. Alice, this can't possibly work. Twist the entire deck, Alice. You picked red. So what he's doing and what she's doing is basically the same thing, because that's like a Rubik's Cube. He's mixing up the cards, she's mixing up the cube. Now, Alice, when you've mixed it up and you're happy, put it down on the table. Don't look at the side that you're putting down. Pick it at random and just put it down on the table. We're going to use the side that's pointing down. Like that. Are you happy? You're happy? If you're happy, I'm happy. Now, you shuffle those cards, cut them into 2 halves as equal as you can. And, sorry, it was Dan, right? Dan, we're going to play a do-as-I-do game. It's not a game where we play for money or points. You don't want to play me for money. I should come with a public service announcement. We're just going to play for fun. What I would like you to do is give me one of the packets, and you're going to have the other one. Okay? And what I want you to do is hold them like this, and then what I want you to do is go through and drop a couple of cards down without looking at them, okay? Drop a couple of cards down without looking at them, and then go through, and if you feel if you feel an urge, drop another one down, although if you feel the urge, I don't know why you'd stop, but do it again. So you should have 3 cards down on the table, and then do it again, and if you feel an urge, just drop another one down, and then just drop another one down. Is this fair, sir? Because he's shuffled, right? And then just drop another one down. That's great. In fact, square up, what we'll do, we'll change packets. We'll change packets. You have this packet, I have this packet. Mix it, shuffle the cards again. Give them a shuffle, and then when you've done that, drop another one down, and then go through and drop one more down, and drop one more down, and then one more. Okay? Is that fair? No one can know what these cards are. Nobody. We'll put the rest of the cards and we'll put them away where nobody can. You can make sure we don't get those. Okay? Now, take the cards and mix them up. And I'll take my cards. Now shuffle them if you want to. You don't have to. Oh, you want to? Oh, thanks. Have you ever helped a magician before? You're not helping one now, Dad. It's my fault. I shouldn't have picked you. I should have stuck with Alice. It's fine. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take your cards and my cards. Now, you shuffle the cards. No one can know what these cards are. We're going to do a really stupid shuffle. What we're going to do is we're going to shuffle them face up into face down. This is called a mess. Because, look, you've got cards face up and face down. Some of them are face up, some of them are face down. It's a huge mess. But we're going to make it even more messy. We're going to turn some face up and some face down and some face up and some face down and some face up and some face down. That's really messy, right, sir? And we'll do it again. We'll go this way and this way and this way and this way and this way. No one, would you agree, could possibly know what those cards are. No one could know the order or the position or anything because we've just shuffled constantly, right? Now we're going to use 9 cards for this. I don't even know how many we took out. We're going to, because you shuffled them and I shuffled them and we mix them face up and face down and we shuffle them again, we'll take all of the face down cards. Now, if there's 9, that's perfect. If there's less than 9, we'll throw another one on there or another 2 on there. If there's more than 9, we'll have to take one off. We'll see how we go, right? So let's go through. So we've got 1, 2, oh, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's perfect. So we've eliminated a whole bunch more. Okay, so we're going to mix these up one more time because we couldn't possibly know what these cards are, right? We're going to mix them up one more time. When I say we, I mean you, but I'm going to teach you how to do it. In a second, Alice is going to give you a number. There's 9 cards, so she's going to give you a number from 1 to 9. Let's say Alice does 3. You're going to just hold the cards as if you're dealing poker, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to turn the rest over and drop them on top. And then if Alice said 2, you'd go 1, 2, you turn the rest over, and you drop them on top. That way they're getting mixed face up into face down again. So take these cards like this, as if you're about to deal. That's it. Now, Alice, a number. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn the rest over, put them on top. Very good. Pick them up like that. You're doing amazing, guys. Let's do it again.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip. There you go. Do you want to do it one more time, Alice? Why not? We're having fun. Right, go for it. What you got?
2.
2. 1, 2. Are we done or should we keep going? One more. This is her fault, not mine. Right. Are we good? I didn't even start my fingers this time. You're going into business for yourself now. That's fine. Okay, look. Look, I'm going to deal these out, right? In the order in which you mix them up, I'm going to deal them out into a 3x3 grid. 1, 2, 3. Some of them are going to be face up, some of them are going to be face down, obviously. I don't know which are which are which. And we'll turn the ones that are face down, face up. So I couldn't possibly, can I just recap for a minute? I couldn't possibly know what these cards were. Just to recap, you shuffled the deck. You then shuffled each individual half. You gave me one half. We threw some cards on the table. You then shuffled the cards again. We mixed them face up into face down. We shuffled them face up into face down. We then mixed them up again. We took out the face down cards. You then did all the thing. You didn't even leave me snapping. And you did the thing and the thing and the thing and the thing. And then we didn't change the order and we put them down here. And before any of that happened, you mixed up a Rubik's Cube. You picked a side. You wanted to have face down. That's been there the entire time, correct? This is the most incredible, impossible thing you'll ever see. I told you there's 47 quintillion million combinations with the Rubik's Cube. There are 47 quintillion million combinations with this deck. That is a lot. Which means that when I turn this over, have a look at this. Orange, green, red, white, yellow, yellow, red, blue, green, orange. That is a complete, look at my face. What's going on?
So, that's Cube 52. There you go. And that's some of the routines on the project. Now, the project itself is split up into 4 sections. And the first thing I should tell you is you don't get a cube with this. And the reason you don't get a cube, there's a couple of different reasons. The first reason is I wanted this to appeal to 2 different types of people. The first type of people are cubers, people that do cube magic already and want to have another thing that they can use in conjunction with a cube that would allow them to, take that cube magic to the next level. And I knew they'd probably have the best cube that they have, and they've got cubes that they're happy with, so they wouldn't need a cube. And then the other people I wanted this to appeal to are people who have never done cube magic. And this is kind of a gateway into cube magic. Now, a lot of those people, they probably haven't got a cube, but there's a ton of routines on the project that don't require cubes. You could do a 20-minute set with Cube 52 without even having a cube in play. And then if you do want a cube, there's a ton of different cubes that you can get depending on which one you want to go for. So we didn't supply a cube. I didn't think it was necessary. And it also kept the cost down, and we didn't want to supply something that's so easily accessible to anybody relatively cheaply. So the first volume is me talking about what the actual project is, what the marking system is, how to read it, what to do with the deck, what the stack is, a couple of simple moves and sleights and so on and so forth. And Javi is in this section as well and talks about a couple of simple routines that you can literally do once you've opened up the box. And I go through a bunch of really simple stuff in this first section, especially a lot of stuff that uses the stack. So there's there's some really nice direct mind reading. There's some really nice stuff that's linked into emotions and your emotive state. There's some really nice routines. The any color at any number is great, where you literally put the deck down, you have somebody name a color, you have somebody name a number, you deal to that number and the color's there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can actually do from this section immediately without even needing a cube. And then I go through some cube slides because I didn't want to send people and say, right, okay, now you've got the deck, now you need to learn how to do this with a cube, so go buy this. Now you need to learn how to do this, so go and buy this. Now go and buy this, to go and buy this. One of the reasons it's 9 hours long is because I wanted to give people all the information that they need so they can perform straight out the box. I didn't want to send people anywhere else. Now, the nice thing is, because it's split up into multiple videos, each volume is split up into videos, you can very easily skip sections. And so if you know how to use a cube and you don't need to learn like the Stephen Brundridge Cube 3 mix, you can skip that section. If you know how to, do a full shuffle with a pack of cards, you can skip that section. If you know how to do a force with a cube, you can skip that section. So I'm giving you all the information, but a lot of it is skippable. But I give all that information at the beginning, and I teach you some really simple routines that you can do with it. Now, I typically start with the deck in stack. And then I do a couple of routines with the deck in stack, and then I shuffle the cards. I do a couple of the routines out of stack, and then I'm done. I love that flexibility. Some people, I've spoken to them, they just keep the deck in stack the whole time. They don't even use a cube. Some people just have the deck mixed and they don't use the stack. That's fine. If it does get mixed up and you want to go back into stack, because it's only based on colors, it's very easy to reset. It only takes like a minute or two. But you've got that flexibility of going in any direction that you want to go in. Now, the second section is me sitting down with Kev G and Colin Klaus from the Refractor project. Now, I am so happy that I managed to get Kev and Colin involved in this project. I honestly think that there's nobody better at magic with ungimmicked Rubik's Cubes than Kev and Colin, and they fooled me on the tutorial again and again and again. I sent them both decks very early on. and I said, hey, could you put some routines together for me? I know you're going to come up with some crazy stuff. And they were like, yeah, no problem. And when they came for the shoot, I said to them, I don't want to see this stuff. I want to be surprised. And I came to the shoot and they were just fooling me over and over again with my own deck, which was hilarious. And the stuff that they do is so commercial. Yeah, there's a big emphasis on Rubik's Cubes, because that's what those guys do. But like the first routine that they explain, it's very, very easy and very direct and very powerful. So their section is really for the hardcore cubers. They're going to teach the 4-4-6 mix, which is incredible. Basically, you can take a cube and you can have someone name a color, and you can mix it up, and you can have it mixed up behind your back, and yet you can bring it out and it's all mixed except for the color that they picked, and then you can solve the cube and get a different color. So much stuff that you can do with the 4-4-6 mix. And a bunch of other stuff as well. I mean, those guys are amazing. Then the next section is with Peter Nardi. Now, everybody knows how much respect I have for Peter, but Peter's on the project talking about how you can use this deck from a mentalism point of view. And that's something I want people to understand. The Cube 52 deck is one of the best ESP decks that you'll ever see. Excuse me. And the reason I say that is because in essence it's an ESP deck, but with six different shapes, because you can very easily take 2 blues, 2 whites, 2 greens, 2 yellows, 2 reds, 2 oranges out and have 10 cards and do an ESP matchup routine. Or you can have 6 cards and do an ESP matchup routine with 6 cards, but you're dealing with colors instead of shapes that nobody's ever seen before. So it's something that everybody can relate to. And I've done ESP matchups with the Cube 52 deck to kids, and they've been able to follow it very, very easily because of the fact that you're performing it to kids. Because of the fact it's colors. So the colors really add from a mentalism point of view, because a lot of the time with colors you can bring kind of emotions into that, and you can go, well, you're thinking of red, and a lot of the time red is passion, but it can also mean anger. So there's a whole bunch of stuff that Pete goes through, basically taking ESP routines and applying them to the Cube 52 deck. And if you're a mentalist, this section is probably going to be your favorite section. Then in the next section, I talk about everything else. And I one of the things that I put a focus on is how you can take existing card plots and put them into the Cube 52 deck very, very easily. So I teach an Out of This World, I teach Oil and Water, I teach Reset, I teach kind of an ambitious card type thing. I teach all these different routines, and it's very, very easy to use the Cube 52 deck to do any of these. And it's just incredible. So, for example, if Play It Straight Triumph by John Bannon, I've got a version of that on there. So you have somebody pick a color freely, apparently, but it really does feel free. They pick a color, you shuffle the cards, you take a cube, you mix it up. And then once you show the cube, the one side has turned into the color they're thinking of, and then all of the cards, you've shuffled the cards face up into face down, and then when you show the cards, they've all sorted themselves out except for the color they're thinking of. That's an example of taking Triumph and applying it to this deck. I've got ways of actually, having a photo of the cube taken mixed up on the spectator's phone, and then it solves a little bit like sort of Assy Wins Double Deception. So many different ways, so many different routines, so many different things that you can use this deck for. And then the main Cube 52 routine is taught on there as well, which is my favorite routine. And it was the reason that I actually put this deck together to do this routine, which in essence is, you saw the performance on that video, but you have somebody mix up a cube, you have somebody mix up a deck, they put the cube down on the table, you take out a whole bunch of cards, you end up eliminating cards down to 9 cards that they choose. They then mix up the order as many times as they want to. They lay them out into a 3x3 grid on the table, and when you turn the cube over, it matches, which is so cool, right? And then I've put a bunch of routines on the Cube 52 project as well that are designed for strolling performances. So you don't need a table. And that's one of the questions I've had an awful lot about this. Are all of the routines done on the table? And the answer is no. There's a load of routines that you can do that don't require a table at all. In fact, you can do it completely in your hands. And I go through that as well. That's why the project is 9 hours. I wanted to give people everything that I knew about this deck, and because I'd worked with it for so long, and because I knew there were certain routines that worked really well with this deck and other routines that didn't work as well, I just wanted to give people all this information. And as I say, it's skippable. I know that there's going to be, what's really nice is because of the amount of content on there could be 100 people doing Cube 52 and they're going to do different routines. One person's going to gravitate to these routines, one person's going to gravitate to these routines. Now in reality, you can literally just spend half an hour looking at the first section. You can just look at the first couple of videos. You'll know how the deck works, and you can go for it, and you don't need to watch any other videos. Or you can skip the stuff that you already know and just watch the other material. The point is, everyone's going to have a different journey through Cube 52. But I honestly think this is one of the most commercial routines that I've ever developed. It has been tested. There's about an hour and 45 minutes. There's about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes of live performance footage at various different gigs, including Slight Spa, where I'm dealing with a whole bunch of hecklers at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're drunk. And, you know, we put all of this information on there so you can see exactly how I deal with people and exactly how this deck works and exactly how it plays in the real world. I've reviewed tricks for many, many years, and I know what frustrates me when I review a trick. I don't like it when there's no live performances. I don't like it when it's not thorough and stuff's just glossed over. And I tried to fix all of that in the tutorial for this project. I think that answers everything that you guys might need to know. It's a great routine. I'm biased. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm going to give this 120%, which is, you know, the highest mark I really give anything. And the reason I'm getting 120% is I perform it all the time. After I film this video, I'm going to get changed. I'm going to head off to a gig in London tonight. And guess what? I'm going to be taking Cube 52, and I'm going to be taking a cube with me, and I'm going to be doing it every single group. I love Cube 52. I love the reactions it gets. You've seen a live performance on the video. There's a ton more live performances, but honestly, it is a fantastic product. And whether you're somebody who's worked with cubes for years, whether you're somebody who's always been against cubes, whether you're a magician, a mentalist, a hobbyist, a professional, an amateur, a semi-professional, whatever it is, there's something on this project for you. It's 120%. I absolutely love it. That's Cube 52. Do me a favor, guys, let me know what you think in the videos down below, in the comments down below. Have you got Cube 52? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. Let me know what you think. Are you planning on picking it up? What's your favorite routine on there? Do you do stuff with the cube, or do you not do stuff with the cube? I need to know. I'd love to know this stuff. You want to see more videos like this? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to join the Netrix, please do so by going to www.thenetrix.com. I'm just in the process of filming a load of cube stuff, which is going to get uploaded to the Netrix, completely different to what's on Cube 52. Although there might be a couple of routines that use the Cube 52 deck, so there's a little tease for you. But let me know what you think. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.